I just watched Aquaman 2 in theaters, and let me tell you something. Black Manta in that movie, he is excuse me, can I help you? I mean, hey guys, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome. So I went to see Aquaman 2 in theaters, and the next day I drew this picture. Black Manta is so awesome, in my opinion, from his looks to his character, everything. I did really enjoy the movie. I liked it actually more than the first one, which I saw a few months before. But yeah, it was definitely worth the wait. So today I'm going to be drawing Black Manta from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And one thing, I got a comment saying that when I don't do voiceovers for my videos, which I haven't done since very early in my channel, it's a little hard to follow along, with me not explaining things. And, it takes a lot more time to do that. And evidently, I actually just didn't feel like doing it. But customers are always right. So today I'm going to be trying to do a voiceover. So yeah, I hope that works out. And with that said, let's get straight into the video.
Okay, let's get started with this drawing. Now, Black Manta has a football-shaped helmet, so that is the shape we're going to start off sketching. And I just want to say that this is the base layer. So this is the layer where we're just getting everything together, seeing where everything is. We're not adding details or anything like that, so make sure that you draw your lines light. Dark enough so that you can see them, but light enough that they can be erased, because all this is going to be drawn over. Now, as far as the size that I'm drawing this head, you can actually draw it bigger, because one problem that I always have is I seem to draw my drawings too big. When I'm drawing a character, I only get like part of it on the picture, but the rest of it is like, just not in the picture. So I've been trying to teach myself to draw smaller lately, and I just picked the wrong picture to do it, because Black Manta, his face is flatter than the average human head. So this picture ended up being smaller than the paper, which evidently actually, that's not bad. I like the way it came out, but, if you wanted to kind of fill up the picture, you can make it more like the size of a water bottle cap or something, not the really small ones like the next size up, the pretty big ones. But anyway, now we're just filling in some details on Black Manta's mask, and then we're going down to the neck part. And as we're going along, we sometimes, just fix things that don't come out right, like the lines. Lots of times I draw something too high or long, and I have to draw another line to fix it. And I do add lines sometimes for proportions, to be exact, about where things are. And now we're just putting in that next line. And when there are two lines where that line that I just put is, and there are ridges inside of the circles that I'm doing. But right now, for the base layer, we're not gonna worry about that stuff, because that comes for the second one. So now we're just going down to the body. We're filling out like the chest plate, the shoulders, stuff like that. Just kind of getting the feel for where things are, and just making a sketch. That's all we're doing right now, just a sketch. Now we're just bringing down the two sides of his body, bringing out where the arms are gonna be. Here we have, now the thing about Black Manta's abs, they have a pretty weird shape. They're not even like most superhero abs are, so, you just kind of gotta follow the shape if you want to be precise. Because as you can see, they're all different shapes and sizes. And a lot of the picture, it has a lot of shadow in it. So what I'm working with here, I'm trying to figure out where the things would be. And when I shade it, which will be the third and final layer, a lot of this stuff is going to get covered up, so you won't see a lot of details, so I'm not putting too much work into that, just basically bringing out the shapes from what I can make out in the shadows. And basically right now, as you can see, the shapes, a lot of this stuff is not going to make sense in the first or even the second layer, but when I do the shading, this stuff will make sense, because a lot of what I'm drawing out is where the shadows would be. I don't draw out shadows till the third layer, but when I'm drawing, I kind of need to know where the things are that I'm trying to draw, so that's kind of why I do that. Now, as far as the legs, you may not, if you're trying to follow me, you may not want to do it right now. You might want to wait until I do the second part, because I made the legs too slim. So I'm going to end up erasing them later in the video. So just don't follow right now. As you can see, that looks a little weird, because they kind of just look straight up and down, and that's not how it is in the picture. But now I'm moving on to the arms. And this he has half of the black trident in his hand. So he has one in one hand and he has one in the other, and they kind of go off the page. So in this drawing, like I said, I drew it too small, which is fine. I'm just gonna do like it's in the middle of the page. When I do the shading, it's just gonna end right there in the middle of the page. It's fine. Here I'm just wrapping the fingers around. Just following the shapes, basically. This is all about shapes, not details. And now moving on to the other arm, and this one he has this thing that he has strapped on his arm. So I'm drawing that right now. And then he has the other half of the black trident, so I'll be putting that in. And we're just going to continue. He has two straps that hold the silver plate piece on. And then now we just come down to the fist. And we bring the stick behind his back of the black trident. Now once again, just wrap the fingers around it, and it kind of just has a couple like rectangle or square shapes, not actually rectangle shapes, and then it just comes out like downward. And now we just erase it, and this is the part where this is the second layer where we draw over everything we did, but this time we add more detail. So this is just detail in drawing before we shade. So I'm kind of speeding this up because this is basically, you can pretty much follow, just drawing over what we erased, but adding the actual details of his suit. So this part is easier. This is probably the middle in between part. So this time we actually are paying more attention to details. And as you can see, we're just tracing over everything, but making it, more realistic. Just gonna do everything, try to make it as smooth and dark as possible. Give it that realistic look. And the thing about this part is that, like, if you didn't want to shade after you finish this level, because shading takes a lot of time, it's probably the hardest part of the drawing. You actually could just leave your drawing like this at the second part. As you can see, it actually looks pretty good this way. And I'm also making some adjustments to the legs. See, I erased it, and now I have it back. I'm adding it back, so that's fixed. We're adding the abs back. It's gonna add all the features of the suit. And now comes, I'm just adding in where the shines would be. And this is the third and final part, the shading part. So you figure out if you want to shade or just leave it like that. And shading, like, again, it takes a lot of time, so I speed this up a lot. So if you're trying to follow along, just, I guess, slow the video down, pause it, whatever you need to do, because this video would be so long if I tried to have the shading like at the speed of the regular. But yeah, we add a lot of black shadow to this. It's pretty hard because his suit it's like black, but it has a lot of different tones and like the light reflection off of his suit. Basically, that's it. We're just gonna go through the entire suit, adding the features and the shadows that I see. See, we're shadowing out a lot of stuff. That's why I didn't work too hard on the details. So yeah. And basically after this, we're done with our picture. I think this one turned out really good, and the reason I spend so much time and detail on shading is because it makes it look more realistic. Like if I had just left it at, you know, the second part, like although it looks good, it's more so like, you know, cartoony, but like this, it looks like more so a portrait or a real picture. I shade all my pictures. These days I spend a lot more time on shading. That's why I've, you know, been uploading less, because it just takes so long, so I have to break it down into days sometimes because my hand starts hurting. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Once we just finish this, we're just gonna shade the trident, and then we are done. Oh, after the, you know, the legs, yeah. The legs come before the trident, actually. As you can see, I'm doing that now. The legs have a lot of shadow in it. Just doing that. I'm trying to, as you can see, like if you look closely, you see that I'm using different pencils to like get different textures so we can get the light and the dark. Just makes it look more realistic and more like the picture that I took it from. But that is it, and here is the finished product.
Alright everyone, that is it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the voiceover, because again, I haven't done it in years, literally. But I will try to start doing voiceovers more, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Oh, and one more thing. Oh, heck no.